1 week in Poland. News, comments, events, everything you need to know about the country you live in. Hello everybody, welcome to a new episode of 1 Week in Poland, the information service made in IMI Radio, which brings you through the most important news of the last 7 days. My name is Fabio Turco, I am an Italian journalist living and working in Warsaw. Today is Saturday, 14 September, and for the people who listen this broadcast for the first time, I will give you a couple of words about the format, how it works. The first part of the show is dedicated to the general news of the week, what's happened in Poland in the last 7 days, and I will do it through an accurate selection from the main media outlets, for example, Notes from Poland, Polish Radio, or Polish press agency, PAP. In the second part of the broadcast, I will be more focused on the news about Warsaw, the capital city, and here I will give you some advices about how you can enjoy your weekend. So, if you are ready, and I'm sure you are ready, we can start. And this week we start with something unusual, because it's pretty rare that I start with a news about weather. But since Thursday, Poland is bracing for severe flooding, so with heavy rainfall expected in the southwestern and central regions, actually they are already happening, prompting the issuance of alerts. Cities in the southwestern part of the country, such as Wrocław and Ostrów Wielkopolski, are taking extensive precautionary measures, including distributing sandbags and setting up crisis management teams. A high risk of flooding is expected not only in Poland, but it's stretching from the Alps to the Sudetes Mountains. Heavy rainfalls are also expected in countries such as Czech Republic, Germany, and Austria. In Poland, due to the forecasted heavy rainfall, alerts have been issued for the southwestern and central regions. Authorities are anticipating potential flooding and have warned people to avoid approaching swollen rivers. If a flood threat arises, residents are advised to heed local authorities' guidance, stay updated through radio and television, protect vehicles on their property, charge mobile phones, and relocate valuable items to upper floors if needed. In the city of Ostrów Wielkopolski, residents can collect sandbags from the city authorities to protect areas at risk of flooding. So far, around 5,000 sandbags have been distributed, amounting to 350 tons of sand, with more being collected late into the night. An additional 350 tons of sandbags were delivered yesterday. Local authorities have set up a crisis management team in preparation for the anticipated flooding. That, of course, we hope it doesn't happen. Wrocław in Lower Silesia is also prepared to tackle the rising waters. The city has established a crisis task force and is considering cancelling sporting and cultural events. Meteorologists are warning that rainfall could reach record levels in Wrocław history, surpassing even the floods of 1997. This time, approximately 380 liters of water per square meter are expected to fall. And And now we switch to foreign politics, an important news of foreign politics, because on Thursday, Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk, met with United States Secretary of State Antony Blinken in Warsaw. During the meeting, they discussed security, energy cooperation, defense strategies, and efforts to ensure that Russia's aggression against Ukraine remains a failure. The United States is committed to strengthening our cooperation with Poland, especially in the areas of defense cooperation, improving energy security, driving economic growth, and strengthening the lasting bond between our nations, the US Embassy said in a statement. The Prime Minister's office summarized the meeting by stating that Poland-US relations are at the highest level of intensity in history. We share common values, interests, and similar threat perceptions. Blinken, quoted in the statement, thanked Poland for defending democracy wherever it is threatened. He added that Poland is a key part of the alliance that was formed after Russia's aggressions against Ukraine, acting as a main transit hub for donated military aid and a host for over 1 million Ukrainian refugees. The United States Embassy in Poland indicated that Blinken's visit reaffirms the close and enduring partnership between the US and Poland and underscores their shared commitment to support Ukraine. The Secretary's visit demonstrates the key role of our alliance and the importance of further cooperation in solving global challenges, the embassy said in a statement on Thursday. Earlier, Blinken met with President Andrzej Duda and the Minister of Foreign Affairs Radosław Sikorski. And the meeting with Mr. Radosław Sikorski was quite important. After the meeting was made an important statement because Antony Blinken has said that Poland has a right to shoot down Russian missiles over Ukraine before they enter its airspace. Blinken so supported a statement made by Sikorski last week, in the past weeks actually. We stand as much as possible on the side of Poland, which has the right to self-defense, he said. He declared that US was ready to defend its NATO ally. Sikorski argued in an interview for the Financial Times in early September that Poland and other countries bordering Ukraine have a duty to shoot down incoming Russian missiles before they enter the airspace. He claimed that Poland is obliged to ensure the safety of its citizens regardless of concerns that intercepting missiles over Ukrainian territory could entangle NATO in the war. At the conference on Thursday, the Polish minister pointed out that Poland deals not only with frequent breaches of its airspace, but also with acts of sabotage, such as arson orchestrated by Russia. Many of them, he said, had been prevented thanks to the joint work of Polish and American intelligence agencies. He warned that if there is another fire where a Polish citizen is injured, Poland will take action that Russia will notice. And now a news that occupied the headlines of the most important newspaper in Poland for many days. This is an internal politics. A politician from Poland's opposition, Law and Justice, Peace Party, Ryszard Czarnecki, and his wife have been detained and questioned by prosecutors in relation to alleged corruption connected with private university Collegium Humanum. News of the detention of Czarnecki at the Warsaw airport and his wife was announced on Wednesday afternoon by Jacek Dobrzyński, the spokesman for the security services. He noted that the proceedings are being carried out by the Central Anti-Corruption Bureau and the National Prosecutor's Office. Collegium Humanum, which was founded in 2018, has been shrouded in controversy since 2020, when media reports began to emerge that it was acting as a degree factory, providing MBAs to figures associated with the then ruling Peace Party that allowed them to take position at state-owned companies. It later also emerged that figures associated with the then opposition Civic Platform, now at the government, which is now the main ruling party, also received degrees from the college. Last year, 6 people associated with the university were detained. Its rector, Paweł Czarnecki, is facing 75 charges for a variety of alleged crimes, including for accepting over 1 million zloty in return for issuing over 1,000 diplomas, reports the Rzeczpospolita Daily. After being arrested at the Warsaw airport, where he had returned from attending a conference of political conservatives in Albania, Ryszard Czarnecki was taken to the prosecutor's office in the city of Katowice. Czarnecki told journalists that the action being taken against him and his wife was political theater. Dobrzyński, however, told broadcaster TVN that the case concerns a strong suspicion of corruption. Poland on Wednesday extended a buffer zone on its border with Belarus for 90 days. Of course, we are changing topic. This move follows an assessment by the Interior Ministry that the measure has proved effective in reducing illegal migration. Poland in June reinstated a no-go zone on a 60-kilometer stretch of the border after a surge in attempts by migrants to cross illegally and a string of violent incidents. The zone has yielded tangible positive results, Interior Minister Tomasz Siemoniak said in a statement on Tuesday. It is primarily aimed at people smugglers who pick up individuals to bring them across the border, he added. In May, a soldier from the 1st Warsaw Armored Brigade was fatally stabbed with a makeshift spear by migrants attempting to breach the border barrier, according to reports at the time. Migrants also hurled stones and other dangerous objects at Polish law enforcement officers during the attack, according to Poland's border guard agency. Polish officials have accused Belarus of orchestrating the movement of migrants to the shared border as a form of hybrid warfare aimed at destabilizing the region. A spokesman for the border guard told reporters in late May that Belarusian forces were assisting people in their illegal border crossings. We clearly see that Belarusian forces are helping foreigners during the attempts to cross the border, and as migrants are equipped with the tools to help them breach the border, the spokesman said. According to the border guard, more than 13,000 people attempted to illegally cross into Poland from Belarus in the first 5 months of this year. Since the no-go zone was introduced, the number of attempts to cross the border illegally has fallen by 64%, stated the Polish Interior Ministry. And now we open a big page dedicated to the sport. We start with the Paralympic Games because Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk has praised athletes who competed and won medals at the competition in Paris. At a meeting in Warsaw on Tuesday, Mr. Donald Tusk thanked the athletes for their participation and strong performance at the Paralympic Games. Team Poland won 23 medals, 8 gold, 6 silver and 9 bronze, placing it 16th in the overall medal standings. You are proud representatives of Polish sport and a source of international pride, Tusk said during the meeting at the National Stadium. Addressing the athletes, he added, "You set an extraordinary example, not just for people with disabilities, for whom you are truly invaluable, but also for those who may doubt their own abilities despite being in a far more fortunate position. Watching you, people realize that no obstacle is unsurmountable and that anything is achievable." Poland was represented by a team of 84 athletes, 43 men and 41 women. They competed in 15 sports, including para-athletic, swimming, table tennis, weightlifting, and kayaking. And also the Polish athletes who won medals at the Olympic Games in Paris have been honored this week. They have been honored by President Andrzej Duda with state awards. Track and field athlete Natalia Kaczmarek and the volleyball player Bartosz Kurek were each awarded the Commander's Cross of the Polonia Restituta Order during a ceremony at the Presidential Palace on Monday. Kaczmarek won a bronze medal in the women's 400 meters, while Kurek captained the Polish men's volleyball team to a silver medal at the Games. Other Polish medalists from Paris also received state awards, including Olympic champion Aleksandra Mirosław, who won gold in the women's speed climbing event. Mirosław was presented with the Officer's Cross of the Polonia Restituta Order on Monday, as were her husband and coach Mateusz Mirosław, volleyball player Paweł Zatorski, and rowing coach Aleksander Wojciechowski. Polish athletes claimed 10 medals, 1 gold, 4 silver, and 5 bronze. The medal tally, unfortunately, marked Team Poland's worst Olympic performance since 96 Melbourne Games, placing it only 42nd in the overall table in Paris. And due to this bad result, 4 major Polish state firms have terminated agreements with the Polish Olympic Committee, and a 5th, Poland's main Olympic sponsor, Orlen, has suspended payments while it reviews continued cooperation. The decision comes not only for the worst medal record, but also for the accusation that the Polish Olympic Committee is facing misspending funds and failing to properly support athletes. That has led to criticism of the organization by the government. On Tuesday, PKP Intercity, the main railway company in the country, announced that it was terminating its sponsorship agreement, which had been due to run until 2027. The firm said it had lost confidence in Polish Olympic Committee after that it failed to provide all the services specified in the sponsorship agreement, resulting in marketing losses for PKP Intercity. The rail operator also said that the controversy around the Polish Olympic Committee members in the media space undermines the media image of PKP Intercity built over the years. That was an allusion to claims that Polish Olympic committees had treated its members better than athletes and support staff during the Olympics Games. Separately, Polish airports, PPL, the state firm that manages Poland airports, confirmed in a statement to broadcaster Radio Z that it had ended the agreement with the organism. The firm did not give any. The organization, sorry. The firm did not give any further details, but Radio Z reported that the arrangement had given Polish Olympic Games access to very important person services at Polish airports. It said that the members of the organization, President Radosław Piesiewicz family, had used the service dozens of times, whereas it was not available to Polish athletes flying to Paris. However, Polish Olympic Committee spokeswoman Katarzyna Kochaniak-Roman responded by announcing that the termination has no legal effect because the contract itself provides for specific reasons for its termination and these have not arisen. Two other state firms, energy group Enea and food producer KGS, also announced the termination of their sponsorship agreement. Meanwhile, energy firm Orlen, Poland's largest company and Polish Olympic Committee biggest sponsor, announced that it has suspended sponsorship payments due to controversies surrounding the action of the committee board and President Pieszewicz. It will now review whether to continue cooperation. So we had a really rich first part of 1 week in Poland this week. I hope you not get bored, and I hope you are still with us. Now we have a short musical break as usual, and then we come back with the second part of the broadcast dedicated to the news to Warsaw. So enjoy the music and stay with us.
Leśnym
Kocham Cię, kochanie moje, one of my favorite song by Manam. And welcome back to the second part of One Week in Poland, the part of the broadcast dedicated to Warsaw. We are here in this ugly weekend of end of summer, beginning of autumn, and we are diving into the new season. Ugly, I mean, for on the weather aspects. We are diving into the new season, and also new events are ahead of us. One of those events is starting on September 20, and it is the International Festival of Contemporary Music Warsaw Autumn 2024. The festival will feature almost 70 events, including concerts, discussion, and a workshop for fans of contemporary music. This edition will present a broad spectrum of influences ranging from folk traditions and hip-hop to new technologies and interdisciplinary artistic ideas. This year's edition is dedicated to the memory of Andrzej Markowski, who had a significant impact on the development of this annual event and contemporary music in Poland. Festival director Jerzy Kornowicz invited the public to the National Philharmonic in Warsaw for the opening concert, which will include performances by the National Symphony Orchestra of Polish Radio in Katowice. Kornowicz also revealed that the theme for the participating artist is interpenetration, exploring the connections between visual arts, cinema, new technologies, and various music genres. The small Warsaw Autumn will offer activities for children, including children's operas and musical walks around Warsaw. The 67th International Festival of Contemporary Music Warsaw Autumn 2024 will take place from September 20 to September 28. So for the detailed program of performances, visit the website warszawska jesień.art.pl. And now we switch to the advices for the weekend, what we can do during this weekend in Warsaw, and I want to start with a concert. The concert of Avi Kaplan at Club Progressia today in ulica Fort Wola, number 22. Who is Avi Kaplan? Avi Kaplan is a folk music singer-songwriter. He is known for being the former vocal bass of the a cappella group Pentatonics from 2011 to 2017. As a part of the group, he released 5 studio albums, won 3 Grammy Awards, and sold over 6 million albums. In June 2017, Kaplan released his solo debut EP Sage and Stone under the name Avril and the Sequoias. The EP served as his departure from the pop-based sound of Pentatonics to folk-oriented styles. After retiring the stage name and signing with Fantasy Records, Kaplan released his second EP, I'll Get By, in February 2020. His debut studio album, Floating on a Dream, was released in May 2022. And today we have another musical event. I wouldn't say is a concert, but it's something very interesting. Today afternoon at Museum Asi from Asia and the Pacific in Solec Street 24 in Powiśle district, starting at 3 p.m. There is the event K-Boom Traditional Korean Rhythms Lecture. So I read from the representation. For years there has been a growing interest in Korean popular music, the so-called K-pop. But what about traditional music? A different repertoire was presented to the ruler and his entourage at court, while other sounds were enjoyed by his subjects. Many different kinds of instruments were used, from pipes to zithers to drums and much more. Dakso Kim, master of the Janku drums, will be the guide to this wealth of sounds. He has been continuously involved with Korean traditional music since childhood. In the 1970s, he created a new style based on 4 percussion instruments called salmulnori. The event is today from 3 p.m., starting at 3 p.m., free admission. The lecture will be translated into Polish. Co-organizer is the Center for Korean Culture. And we close this page dedicated to the events with the presentation of Cross Culture Festival, a festival that has been held in Warsaw since 2005. It is a presentation of the most interesting phenomena in world music and culture, and one of the largest events of its kind in Poland and our part of Europe. It has been repeatedly recognized by the British Songlines magazine as one of the top 25 world music festivals, representative of different continents, cultures, ethnic backgrounds, and musical styles, meet on the stage of the drama theater. In 2024, it's a special 20th anniversary edition take place from September 13 to 15, so it already started yesterday, but there is time until tomorrow if you want to attend. On this occasion, artists from Korea, Cape Verde, Algeria, Senegal, Angola, or Italy will perform, bringing traditional music and the culture of their native countries to the gathered audience. Looking at the program, we can see some of the events. For example, today afternoon, starting at 4 p.m., K-pop on the borderline of pop culture and politics panel discussion, Kinoteca, room 8, in a Palace of Culture and Science, of course. Then, starting at 6 p.m., concert Suono da Ger Bonga, Drama Theater, always the Palace of Culture and Science, Drama Theater large stage. Tomorrow, 11 a.m., The Soul of a Sword and the Tenderness of a Flower, or a meeting with Japanese culture workshop, always at a Dramatic Theater. 4 p.m., you have To Do Things, panel discussion on solo travel, Kinoteca, room 3. And 6 p.m., concert Lemma Cheiklo, Drama Theater, large stage. So these were the event I wanted to suggest you for this weekend. Thank you for staying with us, for staying with IMI Radio, for staying with me. I want to give you an appointment in 7 days with a new episode of 1 Week in Poland. Now I want to say to you goodbye with a song, as usual, Avi Kaplan. Avi Kaplan, and enjoy the music. See you!
first place I go, the last thing I needed. The 1,000-pound stone, troubles I'm feeling. When my eyes have closed to right when they open, my mind's on the go and I'm laying here hoping that I can find my way back to the light. It's for me to say, no, you won't decide. 'Cause I'm gonna leave you out in the cold. I'm gonna pray that door stays closed. 'Cause I've spent enough time with you to know the last thing I need is the first place I go. It's the first place I go. First place I go when I'm trying to hide away, to being left alone, but you always find me, shouting in my ear, running round my brain. I don't want to hear what you have to say, 'cause I'm gonna leave you out in the cold. I'm gonna pray that door stays closed. 'Cause I've spent enough time with you to know the last thing I need is the first place I go. It's the first place I go. Don't make me tell you one more time. Close your mouth, don't speak those lies. Leave me be, I'm too tired to fight. Won't you let me go? I'm trying to get right. 'Cause I'm gonna leave you out in the cold. I'm gonna pray that door stays closed. 'Cause I've spent enough time with you to know the last thing I need is the first place I go. Yeah, the last thing I need is the first place I go. It's the first place I go. 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 Yeah, yeah. The first place I place I go, the first place I go.